Regret number one is gonna be that I regret not being open to being based in other bases than my top choice. As you all know, my top choice was to be in Dallas, DFW. However, when I got to training, I was assigned Denver. And when I was in Denver, I didn't give Denver a chance. I was just like, I have a goal to be in Dallas, so I don't care what Denver has to offer. I don't care about Colorado, none of that. I want to be in Texas. So I put in my request every month. It took 4 months. Even though the rumor was Dallas is very senior and it's hard to get in, and other people weren't able to get in for 2 years, I got in 4 years. So I'm gonna always tell y'all, don't worry about what the rumor is, you apply, because company needs change every day. Now that I can reflect over my experience when I was based in Denver and being based in Dallas, first of all, let's talk about how I do not get gifts in Dallas, like maybe once a quarter being every 3 months. In Denver, I got a treat, a gift, a Starbucks gift card, something, at least every trip. Every 3-4 day trip, I got a gift. These people in Dallas, they have no class, no etiquette, they don't give us anything. My passengers in Denver, they were one, super sweet, mind their business, never asking too many questions. Everyone either went to sleep or had a book to read. They were very health conscious, meaning that they already had their water bottle and their snacks on board. So when I came through to do service, I didn't have a lot of work to do because one, no one wanted soda. So I didn't have to bend down and work to get soda. That's very important because in Dallas, we run out of sodas. That's how much I have to bend down and get the soda, which is part of my job. I'm just saying. It was less work in Denver because those passengers came prepared. I really should have given Denver a chance because honestly, I love the state of Colorado. I love Durango, I love Colorado Springs, Aspen, Vail. I could actually see myself living there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that my job actually did put me in the base that I should have been, but I was so stubborn and was so stuck on where I wanted to go. Now I'm in Dallas and these passengers and these trips are just, they're nothing like my sweet, unseasoned passengers in Denver. So my second regret is that I wish I would have took more time to learn the scheduling system. I was just being so lazy and doing the absolute bare minimum that I was just sticking to reserve and putting my off days on the middle of the week so that I could always get it off. But it wasn't until I started talking to other senior flight attendants who actually took the time to show me, okay, there's ways to get more days off, there's ways to try to become a line holder. So there actually could have been a time that I could have been a line holder well before the time that I actually became a line holder, because I know another flight attendant who has a lower seniority than me and she actually had a line. Basically, a senior flight attendant showed her how to fix her schedule to where she has a line. Regret number 3 is that I should have been saving those Biscoff cookies for 1, the passengers, and 2, for emergencies only. Because when I first became a flight attendant, I was having a Biscoff cookie basically every flight. And I was having cranberry juice every trip. Maybe every other meal, I was having a cranberry juice. And the stroke waffles, those stroke waffles were so good that not only did I have one every flight that I worked, but then I went and took it a step further and went on Amazon and bought a box for home. Okay, so Miss Piggy was pigging out on all of these Biscoff and stroke waffles, and then suddenly, let me tell you how magic works. When I first started, I was going down the aisle on the plane. I could walk back and forth with ease. A month later, now I'm like, excuse me. 2 months later, excuse me, somehow that aisle got smaller. Magic. The aisle just kept getting smaller the more Biscoff cookies I ate. So let's see if I stop eating the cookies, that aisle will go back to where it was, because it started to get narrow. Because I know I wasn't getting bigger, so it had to be getting smaller, you know what I'm saying? Please drop a pig emoji if you're still here with me, and go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the Pristine Posse if you haven't already done so. Regret number 3 leads me right into regret number 4, which is I should have been working out and eating healthy right out the gate. Like, there's no room for all them Biscoff cookies. There's no room for all that cranberry juice. I need to be having salad, quinoa, drinking my water, drinking some kombucha, having my protein shakes, and working out during my overnights. Not sure why it took so many months for me to get that through my head, but it did. Regret number 5 is that I should have been going out as much as I can. Now, sometimes I had a late release, which means we got off work and got to the hotel around 10, 11 o'clock. I'm not going out that late. But there were times where I was getting off at 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would be in like Wyoming or Ohio or Colorado, and I just feel like instead of just sitting in my room ordering Uber Eats and just looking at TV, I should have took that time to leave and explore and take advantage of the opportunity given, because when am I going to be going to Wyoming again? I don't know, but I wish I would have went out and explored a little bit more. So definitely get up and go out and do something fun, not just eat, okay? Like, that's another thing. I was too focused on what type of meals they got out there, and I should have been focused on at least do one excursion, like one fun activity, go to a museum, do something, learn about the city that you're in a way that doesn't involve food. If you have a long overnight, do not spend all of your time sleeping. Like, come on. You can sleep when you're dead. Go out and do something. Even if it's by yourself, go out. You do not have to go with your crew members. You can go alone, just be safe, charge your phone, have your location on, and you'll be fine. Regret number 7 is that I wish I would have requested off for holidays. Because I was a new hire and everyone told me there's no way you're gonna get Thanksgiving and Christmas off, I just made my schedule to where I didn't even request those days off because I assumed that I wasn't gonna get it. However, there were plenty of people who were either the same seniority or a lower seniority that did request, let's say, Christmas or Thanksgiving off and actually got it. And here's why, because there's so many people that just assume they're not going to get it, like myself, the rookie, that the people who actually do request it is very minimal. It's either the senior people who are requesting it off, or the newbies who don't know any better and who just try their luck anyway. And those are the people who got it. So moving forward, I will be requesting to get the holidays off from now on, instead of just listening to the rumors, okay? The rumors don't get you nowhere. If that's one thing that y'all need to learn from my channel, is that don't listen to the rumors. Regret number 7 is that if you think the worst time to work is, let's say, the holidays, like Christmas, the actual day of Christmas, or the actual day of 4th of July, you're wrong, okay? I used to think that too. Like, I don't want to work on Christmas. I want to be off. No. The day that you want to request off is the day after Christmas. The day after the 4th of July. Any day after, specifically any Sunday or Monday after a holiday, because that's when the airport is going to be swamped, packed. There's gonna be cancellations, delays, overbooking, angry passengers, crying babies. It's gonna be too much, and call outs from everybody and their mama, including pilots and flight attendants and gate agents who are over it. So please do yourself a favor and don't worry about the actual day of the holiday. Focus on the Sunday, Monday. That's where you don't want to be at work. Okay. Regret number 8 is that I wish I would have introduced myself to my supervisor as soon as I was based in Dallas. In Dallas, we have 3 supervisors, and I didn't know their name. I didn't know what they looked like, nothing like that. I ended up working with one that I didn't know was a supervisor until like day 3 of a 4-day trip. The second one I met maybe 4 months after I was based in Dallas, and the third one I met 5 months after I was based in Dallas. And the thing with that is, when I met them, I was like, wait, I've seen you plenty of times in the break room. And I didn't know that you were a supervisor, because they're also wearing like flight attendant uniform, because they're flight attendants as well. And sometimes people are in the break room and they don't have their uniform on, they just have on regular clothes. But how would I know that they were the supervisor if I don't know what they look like? This is important because imagine if you're in the break room, you know, running your mouth, talking about how much you hate this job or how much you hate the passengers, are just things you would not typically say in front of a supervisor. But how would you know that the person in the room is a supervisor if you don't introduce yourself? You just never know if there is a supervisor in the room if you did not introduce yourself beforehand. So it's good to just introduce yourself, put a name to a face, so now you know when it's time to be on your best behavior. Go ahead and just not even vent in the break room, because you just never know who's the supervisor, number 1. And number 2, who's friends with the supervisor, who is a snitch, who's a micromanager. You never know. So I would keep the venting to off work. My 9th regret is that I wish I would have collected hotel points a lot sooner. When I first became a flight attendant, my crew, my IOE instructor, she told me, oh yeah, sign up to these hotels so that you can get points. However, I'm lazy and I didn't do it, and I was just like, you know what, the points, they're not gonna add up to nothing. Like, I'm not gonna do it. 6 months later, my crew is giving the front desk all of their like information so they can collect the points, and then I'm just standing there. And I'm like, okay, like, I'll see you guys later, I'm gonna go to my room. And the pilot was like, do you not have points to this place? Like, you need to sign up. And I was just like, oh no, like, I'm sure the points are not really gonna add up to anything. And he told me that he had so many points from working that he was able to stay in like a penthouse suite at the Marriott with his wife. And he was like, you're playing yourself if you don't sign up to get points. And at that moment, that same day, I signed up, and now I am collecting points. And I'm one of those flight attendants who are like, do y'all take points? Every hotel, just because of what he said. So first team posse, you better sign up for every single hotel company, and you better be asking for these points, because you never know. One day you might be out of town and you need a hotel room, and then you can just pull up those points and use them. My 10th regret is that I wish I had less of a complaining spirit, especially in the beginning when I was commuting. I just felt like I was drained. I just started complaining more instead of just simply enjoying the journey. Like, is this not what you were begging the universe for? Were you not praying to pass every test? Were you not studying super hard? Like, be grateful. Be grateful. So in your flight attendant journey, there's gonna be ups and downs, but just be grateful for the whole process, and remember the times that you were in training, hoping and praying that you pass that drill, that you pass that exam. And if you're in a base that you're not happy with, just make the most of it, okay? Like, you have to continue to look at the glass half full. A lot of people don't have the luxury of having a job that allows them to travel around the world, okay? So we, and when I say that, I mean me as well, have to write down the pros and the cons. And the minute the cons outweigh the pros, it's time to go. As long as the pros are outweighing the cons, then refer to that list and continue to look at the glass half full. My bonus regret that I have for you guys that just came off the top of my head is that I regret putting my fur baby through all this stress. Like, I didn't realize that when I took on this job, how much of a change it was gonna be for my cat Pepper. And I thought that he was gonna be able to adjust, but it's 2 years and he still has not adjusted. And the stress that he's had because he has separation anxiety, it has affected his health, which I've mentioned in previous videos of us having to go to the vet to figure out what was going on, and his anal glands were infected. And when it comes to his anal glands being infected, it's considered random, like they don't know where it comes from. But being that there were so many changes in his life, being that we moved to a different place, and I'm always like not home and stuff like that, and he hasn't adjusted, then I'm sure that made his immune system weaker from stressing out so much, and that's what caused his anal glands to be infected. And I say all that to say that with this job, I wasn't able to catch on that he was sick because one, he meows. If there was something to translate the meows, I'm sure he told me months ago, like, Mama, I'm sick. I did notice at one point that I felt like he was cleaning himself a lot or a little bit more than usual, but I also brushed it off because I was just like, you know what, I'm barely here. Maybe I'm tripping. As a flight attendant, since I'm gone for days at a time, when I come back, I only have like 2 days off, sometimes 3. But in those 3 days, I'm busy either resting, running errands, doing all these other things that I haven't been able to pay attention to the signs of, okay, there's something going on with Pepper. So if you are becoming a flight attendant or you are a flight attendant, please be mindful of, you know, the people around you, your loved ones, and your fur babies, your children, if you have children, that your new lifestyle change is going to affect them in some way. And, you know, just be more observant of those things, especially with fur babies because they can't even speak English. Also with babies too, babies can't speak, so you just have to look at their daily habits that they do every single day. And if you notice a change, go to the doctor because something may be going on. Don't brush it off. With my fur baby, he does shed a lot more. I would say up to 50% more when I'm gone for work. But when I come back, it's back to normal. He's not shedding as much. And then there was a time that he pooped outside the litter box, which is not something that he does. He knows better, but that was his only way to tell me that he was sick because meowing obviously was not working. So definitely just be observant and pay attention to any signs of changed behavior among the animals and the people around you, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found all of my regrets helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have a fur baby, what's their name and what type of animal is it. And also just want to let you guys know, check me out on Patreon. I will be uploading a video all about drug tests, okay? Because y'all do be asking me about drug tests. That will be on Patreon. So check me out on there for some insightful information. Also, if you would like to have a one-on-one with me, please book a consultation by emailing me at pristinepores@gmail.com. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.